From our last episode, we saw how King Pharaoh sent for Joseph to come see him. Today, we will be reading our Bible from Genesis chapter 41, from verse 15 to 41. And this passage of the Bible made us know that when Pharaoh met Joseph, he told him how he had a dream that no one could interpret, and that he, Pharaoh, has heard about how Joseph can understand and interpret dreams. Then Joseph replied Pharaoh, saying, "It is not him, but God who gives him the interpretation to dreams, and that God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace." Now, Pharaoh explained the two dreams he had to Joseph and told Joseph that neither his magicians nor his wise men could interpret his dream. Now, Joseph interpreted the king's dream by telling Pharaoh that the both dream he had meant the same thing, that God showed him those dreams to tell him what is about to happen. He told King Pharaoh that the 7 fat cows are 7 years, and the 7 ears of corn are also 7 years, while the 7 malnourished cows that ate up the 7 fat cows are 7 years, while the thin 7 ears of corn that grew from the east wind are 7 years of famine. Meaning in 7 years there shall be plenty, abundance throughout the land of Egypt. And after these 7 years of plenty, there shall be famine in the land of Egypt for another 7 years. And he told the king that this famine shall be very strong, that the people of the land will not even remember the time they had plenty. Joseph told the king that the reason he had the dream twice was because the dream was established by God, and that God will bring it to pass shortly. Joseph advised the king to look for a man who is reliable and wise, and make that man in charge of the land of Egypt. He also advised that they appoint officers over the land to take 1/5 of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. These officers are to collect all the food of these good years of plenty and store them up under the authority of Pharaoh. Joseph told him that the food stored up will be a reserve for the country during the 7 years of famine, so that the country will not be ruined by the famine. This advice sounded good and pleasant to the king and all his officials. Pharaoh asked his servant if they can find a man who has the Spirit of God, like Joseph. Pharaoh told Joseph, for as much as God has showed him all this, there was no one who could be reliable and wiser than him. Then the king made Joseph in charge over all the land of Egypt. Joseph, I'm so happy that light has finally come for Joseph. Next, we shall see how Joseph moved from story to glory.